The Gorilla Economist coming to you live on this edition of Algo Factory Tech, live free edition with the professor himself, the one and only Algo Cowboy. And folks, if you're sitting on the fence, if you're trying to figure out what the heck you want to do, you need to join Algo Factory. I've said it a million times, and we weren't able to do it before, but now we are. If I always said the largest transfer of human wealth is about to take place, do you want to get paid? Do you want to get paid as the global power structure is fleeing capital from the west to the east? Do you want to get paid as the speculative economy crumbles and the physical economy rises? Do you want to get paid to take advantage of every global downturn, upturn, boom, and bust? Make money on the way up, make money on the way down, where you become the exit door, where we can set up the algos to run on your behalf 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Then just stop thinking and join already. Hit the subscribe button, hit that link in the description box, and join algofactory.tech. Without further ado, Cowboy, let's get into it.
All right. Well, the Gorilla's back. Gorilla just had to take a rest after unnamed sources familiar with the situation told me that the Gorilla had eaten a bad banana.
Yes.
Can you believe that?
It was a banana laced with mRNA coronavirus vaccines, and it has made me ill. Luckily, I've taken some supplements to purge out the spike proteins from the bananas, and I feel better.
Nice. Okay, let me go ahead and put a link up here and on Twitter. What's it X now? What are they actually calling Twitter now? Is it X?
I don't even know what it is anymore. Isn't it still Twitter? If I go there, will I see the Twitter thing?
No.
Oh my God.
It's X. Like there's an X. Yeah, I'll just see if I can put it on the screen.
Oh my God, it is an X. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, you see it there, right? Here.
Yep.
Let me just put it up on the screen here. Because we have to share screens anyway.
My God. So I'm not tweeting anymore. I'm Xing.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I think people are gonna say tweeting for a while, but you can see the X right there. See that?
But it's still Twitter.com.
Yeah, it's still Twitter. I don't know. It takes a while to change things. So, I don't know. Maybe he'll keep it as Twitter. I don't for talk to Elon. I'm sure that, there's also the concept of most people are used to it being Twitter, so they're probably not going to change it, or they'll probably redirect. People will type in Twitter. They still own Twitter.com. They'll probably never give that up because, that's anybody who gets that's got millions of dollars. So they'll probably, just redirect to whatever X something. I don't know. But there's all that rumor that Elon wants to do some kind of a, talk about like a crypto and all kinds of stuff on there. He wants to make it like it's
like WeChat. He wants to make it like WeChat.
Like WeChat, yeah. Which that's a hell of a story. If you ever look into WeChat and Tencent, I don't know if you guys know what a Leviathan that company is. How humongous.
What's a Leviathan?
Leviathan is just like a giant.
You mean a Leviathan? I think you said a Leviathan.
A Leviathan. It's like a marathon. It's like a marathon, but it's a love triathlon.
It's a sex toy.
Leviathan. It's a really big sex toy.
Oh my God.
Oh jeez. No, I don't even want to go there. We're still on YouTube, dude.
It's okay.
Not that kind of stuff I don't think YouTube cares about. I think YouTube's like, yes, makeup tutorials and large implements for such situations. But yeah, no, we're what do we have today? First of all, we are on the free to the public kind of beginner live lab. So this is this is a spot for people who are not members of Algo Factory to kind of have a peek into what we do. And it's a spot for you. Of course, you can just go ahead and use that QR code, read it on the screen with your phone or a QR code reader. I did pop up the website earlier. I'll pop it up one more time, www.algofactory.tech. And yeah, we like to joke around and have fun, but the reality is we're here to make money, right? So, what we do is we help people learn how to be traders. And of course, anybody who's trading successfully is using an algorithm, whether they know it or not. So this is like one of the things where people, they see that word algorithm and they get scared. Like, oh, I don't want to, that's algorithms are too complex for me. It's like, well, okay, actually they're not, because you're using algos every single day. Whenever you're tying your shoes, you're using an algo. Whenever you're, driving to the store, you use an algo. You hit this stop sign, you go left here. If that's blocked, you're going to go up to this street and then you take a left there instead. Those are all algos, right? So anybody who's trading successfully, whether they're using a computer with code or whether they're simply doing it manually, the kind of the old fashioned way, they're all using algos. And we focus on that. We focus on making sure that you understand how to trade, whether you're using indicators or like pure price action, anything like that. Those are all algos. And then for those who want to take it a step further, we have an in-house coder who, for a very discounted price, can go ahead and code your algorithm into something that the computer can trade for you, right? And he's already done that for me. So I do have my algorithm written. And what we're doing is, one of the things about trading an algorithm in that sense, where you're in a situation where you want to be able to have a trade for you, and you can walk away and all that whole sort of thing. The trick there is making sure that you're working with an exchange where your algorithm that you've written can communicate with that exchange. And so now, MetaTrader 4 is another, what do you call it? Is what you're looking at on the screen is Trading View, right? We use Trading View because it just, there's a lot of APIs directly into like platforms. For example, where I trade my Forex on Oanda. I can actually execute the trade right here. The trick is, though, that TradingView does not want to communicate directly for actual execution from automatic traders, right? So like I can click a button and execute a trade from TradingView, right? But TradingView won't allow like you to click a button and walk away and have it execute for you. I think there's a liability issue. So we have found some pretty good solutions, and we're just trying to sort through the right one. And we already know how to do it, but we want to optimize that solution. So that's what we're working on in the background, me and the coder. And, so, look, if somebody's happy with the solutions that are ready to go, we could do it for you today. It's not a big deal, but we're actually doing some research and finding out what is the best solution for this whole thing. So we're really, really digging deep. And we're optimizing this for everybody. Our traders right now, who are kind of by and large, they're creating their algorithm. That takes time. This is not a get rich quick type situation. First there are the beginners who are actually learning how to trade on our platform, not even worrying about, the building of the algo per se. They're just learning the basics of trading. We teach all that stuff. And a lot of the stuff like that we teach here in this class. And we also teach it once this is over, once the 30-minute YouTube is over, we hop over to the private group, and this show just continues over there. And then we cover sometimes more advanced concepts, sometimes not. Yesterday was actually completely basic, having to do with supports, resistances, accumulation, distribution. And as a matter of fact, I post clips of these videos on YouTube, and you can see it over on Twitter, or whatever they're calling Twitter nowadays. So, there's a lot of free educational content that we do provide for beginners to kind of get you an idea of what we do and how we can help. And then, of course, once all that is, once you're at a point where you start to feel comfortable, look, you didn't have to feel comfortable. We start you from the scratch. If you want to, you can come work with us, not knowing anything, and we'll help you get started. But then again, there are those who want to have a basis as well. So either way, we're here for you. What we do is worth hundreds of dollars a month. I've looked at our competition. I know our competition, and they're great people, and they do some really good work. They're charging six times as much as us, and we are providing more than they are, if you ask me. So we're doing this, and we're keeping this at a very accessible level. Times are not what they were 4 years ago, when you could command $500 a month or $300 a month or whatever it is. So we're keeping this for the moment at $49.99 a month. That's going to change because we got to keep the lights on. We're actually, for the amount of work that we're doing in the background, it's actually not covering what we need. But for the moment, we're keeping it at that. And anybody who gets in at that $49.99 a month actually gets to keep that price for this tier of service. So we're not going to up it on you when we up the price for all the new people. So keep that in mind. We got Valgirl in the chat saying good trading Tuesday. Let's see here. And all out there in Traderland. Yeah, that's, if Valgirl's inviting you to come on down. and she's been with us from the start, and she's a brand new trader and is, definitely picking it up pretty fast. We're impressed with that. Some people pick it up fast, some people pick it up more slowly. At $50 a month, you can take your time. This is something where, look, trading can be something where you have a full-time job and you just work on it an hour or two a day. That could be the case. And an hour or two a day is certainly enough. It'll take you a little bit longer. Those who dedicate more time, maybe they spend some extra hours on the weekend, or maybe they just take more time and they treat it like a night class. They'll get profitable pretty quickly. And the components to building a successful algorithm for a brand new trader, that doesn't take too long. You could have that done in months. What's really the trick is the trading psychology. That's the trick. Okay, so this is where traders go wrong. You can have the perfect, trading method, but if your psychology isn't there, you're just going to throw away your money. And so we actually do have an entire class dedicated towards trading psychology, biases, things like that. So we are the complete package. In fact, let me go and show that. Give me 1 second. Should have had this up and running already, but that's okay. At the bottom of our website, you'll see it. We got the Essentials course, the Algorithmic Structure course, the Operations course, and Ethos course. So, of course, Essentials is for beginner traders. Algorithmic Structure is to actually teach you how to build an algo. Operations courses, this is really important, how to treat your trading as a business. Let me see if I can zoom this in. Because that's one thing that people don't understand. Like, you can't just willy-nilly go and throw some money on the market, and there's a whole structure to how to do this so you don't blow your account, because it's really easy to lose money. We're even at the point where, look, we're just we're an educational service. We're not even giving investment advice, right? You have to make sure that you are doing your own research before you take trades, because talk to your licensed investment advisor, so on and so forth. You can lose your money doing it. So the operations course is a framework where it's part of your research, and you can kind of figure out how to do this without losing your money. Of course, Ethos is the psychological component. So we got today. I'm going to move on into the actual the content itself. Today is what, Tuesday? Got that right? I don't even know what day it is. I'm starting a schedule where I get up super, super early, so little off, but consumer confidence is out today, 8 a.m. my time, so that is going to be 10 a.m. EST, which is kind of a strange time when you're trading. The market open for trading is 9:30 EST, right? So that happens in about 45 minutes. So, and then at 30 minutes later, the CB consumer confidence data comes out. And that's basically what it sounds like. It's a level of composite index based on surveyed households. And so they're going to find out, okay, is the consumer confidence high? Well, how does this data matter, right? The way this data matters is that if confidence is high, the interpretation is that the economy is getting healthier, right? And if the economy is getting healthier, then the dollar, the need to hike the dollar is there, because right now they need for the economy to sort of stop growing in a way. What they're trying to do is they're trying to hike rates so they can push down inflation. And right now, if the economy is getting healthier, inflation is still kind of rising. So the wisdom is that if the economy is still being very healthy, we need to raise rates to tone that down. So if the actual is greater than forecast, if the consumer confidence is higher than normal, then the wisdom, quote unquote, is that the rates will be actually hiked sooner than later, and assets will go down. You'll have, stocks will see a fall. The dollar will see a rise against other currencies. So if you're trading like the euro versus the euro will go down in comparison to the dollar. So like the EUR-USD currency pair will fall, at least temporarily. So that's what that data is. And so, look, it's not as big of a number as far as like how it affects the market. It's not as big as like the CPI for the US, which is that was like last week. And then, of course, tomorrow is the big day, though. But again, this happening at 10 a.m. is kind of a funky time. So, a lot of traders kind of look at the market open, which is, again, that's in about 40 minutes. They look to the market open to add some volatility to the trade. But if you have 30 minutes after the open, you have data coming out that might throw the trade off. So you got to be careful. Excuse the yawning. I'm actually having some nice coffee this morning, but
you need stronger coffee. You need to switch to
dude, this is strong coffee. It's good shit. It's just when you're on 7 hours of sleep in 2 days, it's just coffee has only a limited effect.
That's when you need Death Wish coffee. Death Wish coffee, the official coffee of AlgoFactory.tech. Hard trade with Death Wish coffee.
Yeah, no, it's great thing about taking a break from coffee is it actually does its job. But again, with what I'm pulling off here, look, we have some stuff coming with Algo Factory we can't talk about yet. V and I were talking about it before we started this live stream. We have some stuff coming that is within Algo Factory and without Algo Factory that are massive. And so, I'm really trying to put some things together because, V, it's better if you kind of explain why Algo Factory is important. I don't want to go too far into it because we, want to make this whole thing a commercial. We want to get into some content, but real quick, what's coming and why do we need to have this?
Look, if you're not paying attention to the fact that the country and the world is changing, then your head's been under a rock. And there's only so many events, so many opportunistic times that occur in human history where fortunes are made. The most amount of millionaires and billionaires are made in economic upheavals, when there's blood on the street, when things are in transition. Well, you're in the middle of a transition, whether you realize it or not.
Am I becoming female?
Yes. Some of you might be deciding to become female, but others might like to increase their bank account, right? They want to increase the money that's in their bottom line. And so as the world is transitioning from west to east, from unipolar to multipolar, you're going to see a transfer of wealth. And one of those exit doors that you have, if you're not heavy into precious metals or heavy into cryptos, right, would be to trade stocks. And once you learn how to trade stocks, you can trade in any stock anywhere in the world. So when the market is up, you're going to make money. When the market is down, you're going to make money. You can make money here, there, and everywhere, as Dr. Seuss would say. And that's the reason why, because there's very few exploits available to you as American. This is one of them. At algofactory.tech, we teach you how you can be the exit door through which capital flies.
Yeah, stocks. We also we will talk stocks, but primarily we've been looking at Forex and crypto.
Yep, Forex and crypto. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. I mean, but we will talk about stocks. We actually have some people in here who prefer to trade stocks, and that small cap stocks are great, especially because those are very volatile. If people ask me to chart one, I'm happy to chart it. It's not where I focus. I like Forex because, and that's what the grill meant to talk about. Because with Forex, you're making money. There's not really an up or down per se. There's just volatility, right? If things are good, the dollar goes up. If things are bad, the dollar goes down. And in either of those cases, we make money. With stocks, unless you know how to short stocks, and you can. With stocks, most people are just kind of waiting for the market to go up. So when the market goes down, a lot of people are sitting on their hands, and that's just not something that I can do. That's why I trade Forex. And of course, if you have a setup where you can trade crypto derivatives, you can do the same thing, short crypto. And again, if you're an advanced stock trader, you can short stocks. There's a little more risk that comes with that because of the way that that goes. But long story short, either way, we're providing an exploit. We're providing. Look, right now, it's even harder to start a business than it was before. It might be just hard to start a business economically because of what's happening. It might be because, I don't know, you said the wrong thing on Twitter a while ago and nobody will hire you. But at this, no one can fire you from this. That's the thing. So back to the content here. Tomorrow is a big day. It's FOM statement, federal funds rate. And so this is the big day of the month. I'd say right now I'd say CPI is bigger when it comes to what it does to the market because CPI, it's a one-time hit. Like the information comes out and the implications are huge. So when CPI comes out, that's the consumer price inflation. And what the CPI number says is what's going to dictate what happens here at the FOMC. So it's almost like the CPI feeds this FOMC statement, and the FOMC statement is the Federal Open Market Committee statement. It's where Jerome Powell, who I like to call Chowell, Chairman Powell, he comes out and talks about, okay, we're going to raise rates, we're going to cut rates, and here's why. And then they talk about the forward guidance in the press conference. So it's a lot of information over a period of time. So it's really hard to trade it because he keeps talking, and he might, be like hawkish at one moment and saying we're going to keep hiking rates, but then like the next moment he'll say, yeah, but you know what, it's almost done where we don't have to hike it anymore. And like the market just flips back and forth. It's like impossible to trade. So that's the thing about trading FOMC. It's just like a funky thing to trade. You have to kind of wait till it's done. And a lot of what's going to happen at the FOMC is already predicted because CPI came out 2 weeks ago. So that being the case, tomorrow is just like a funky day to trade, and it happens right at the end of the trading day. And chances are, leading up to that, the markets just get really slow because a lot of money's waiting in the sidelines because they are going to hang back until the FOMC statement is out. And then, of course, once that happens and the volatility is there, you start to look towards, okay, we look for the market jitters to kind of calm down and the market to generally resume the direction that it was going before. That's usually how it goes, unless there's a surprise. So that's tomorrow. So, kind of understand that, how do I put this? Know that it can be risky and dangerous to trade during that time. Thursday, we've got the, this is quarter over quarter. So this is a quarterly number, the GDP, advanced GDP, gross domestic product. So that's about another measure of how good the economy is, how bad. Higher is going to be good for currency. So if GDP is higher than expected, then you can expect some assets to fall. Lower than expected, assets to rise. And then you have the unemployment claims, and that's a weekly number. So not necessarily going to be quite as efficacious, if that's even a word or the proper word. I don't know if that's the right word. Friday is going to be core PCE price index. That's actually a decent, it's a month over month, it's a monthly figure. And then you have the employment cost index, which is quarter over quarter. So there's a lot of data coming out this week. And fortunately, that is coming out at 6:30 a.m. And that's the ideal thing. If you're going to have, and the same thing on Thursday, if you're going to have data come out, then you want it to come out early so that you can kind of see what's happening with the rest of the market. And, like the data comes out at, 8:30 a.m. EST, market opens not for another hour. So, fortunately, that's a situation where you can be like, oh, okay, well, we'll let the market jitters happen. 30 minutes later, you'll have an idea where things are going, and then the market open hits and there's volatility. And, so it is important to, when you start, we didn't do this yesterday. I actually had a weird start yesterday with the show. There was a technical issue that really was not a technical issue. It was a Algo Cowboy issue. I figured it out pretty fast, but I didn't go through my usual spiel. And what we usually do is we look at this, and this I'll throw up in the a link to this page in the chat right now, and that's forexfactory.com. Also understand that if you are using TradingView, this data is available on TradingView as well. So TradingView is just such a great, it's a great platform, and I'm getting messages right now from my coder talking about which solution we're probably going to want to use for the, attaching, having TradingView talk to your broker, right? We're probably going to end up doing it. TradingView connects with MetaTrader, because there's different ways to do that. But long story short, we are going to go ahead and work on optimizing how to get the auto trader to work best, because there's ways to do it and there's ways to do it. So, I've got it freaking, as far as I'm concerned, a genius coder behind the scenes. He's already coded my algo. I've done entire shows on the algo, and it's only getting better and better. So, V, I don't know if you saw the last time I did the algo and switch the numbers, but we're squeezing a lot of profit out in the testing format. So
that's incredible.
Yep. But yeah, we got a lot of people on. We got Mavbet, Cool Cat, Valley Girl. Of course, that's in the YouTube chat. We got a lot of new people over in the main chat. We have some new people actually joining the last week or so. The Algo Factory family is growing, and we're gonna actually hop over to that show. So for the moment, I'm glad you all stuck with us for this morning. Again, we wanted to just take a look at what's happening this week. Not a lot we can trade up until this news is done in the next hour or two. So for the meantime, I'm gonna pass it over to you, the gorilla, to give us that gorilla send off, so we can end the YouTube and go over to the private group.
Folks, listen. Don't sit there and let money pass you by. Don't sit there and let your dreams, your strategies, your goals pass you by. Join algofactory.tech and make it happen for you. Don't delay and don't wait. And don't procrastinate. And with that being said, Cowboy,